Welcome to the Wasteland News Network. Today is May 11th, 2022, and the Pitt has opened for business. I'm here. I'm going to fast travel to the White Spring Resort, and as you can see, there's a new fast travel location. You would want to choose the White Spring Refuge. I will offer no commentary through this. The video runs about 30 minutes. It's a complete tour and interviewing all of the major characters that are in the new White Spring Resort. If you travel to the White Spring through the inside, you'll see a lot of kind of log cabin walls, and there'll be a reload screen to the refuge, and it's up on one of the upper floors. When you get there, there are a number of people to meet. There's a little robot that you greet at the beginning, followed by a character called Orlando in a white suit. You want to do all of that first, and here we are coming in. And I will leave the commentary through the characters run for the video. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you out in the pit.
Oh, how are we going to accommodate so many guests? They aren't even paying.
Now that that's settled, did Miss
The White Spring is in shambles. A mess. How can I clean that which continues to dirty itself? Oh, these responders have gone too far.
I'm thrilled to help if I can.
The better question is, what is right? Everything has run amok. Chaos. Chaos. The responders have taken over the White Spring. Imagine all of the dirty footprints on the carpet. Dust all over the tables. The horror. I am but a humble servant of the White Spring Resort, dedicated to greeting each guest with pleasantries and candor. Or I was, back when our guests had class and decorum. It's some sort of relief effort for all of the refugees in and around Appalachia. If only there was a relief effort for my stress. That would be the enigmatic Orlando. They oversee the White Spring and are allowing the responders to stay here, as well as their constituents. I do apologize for the mess. Please enjoy your stay. Good day to you. Or it would be a good day if I didn't have hordes of rapscallions defacing the White Spring. If you want to taste something heavenly and divine, Miss Esme is always whipping something up in the kitchen.
I heard there's a chess set around here if you ever want to play.
Oh, well, hello, darling. A pleasure to meet another guest of our fine establishment. I am Orlando, your host and management liaison. If you'll pardon me for just one moment, that will be all. Please give my regards to Ms. Rucker. If you are here for leisure, I regret to inform you that our regular resort activities are temporarily unavailable. However, if you are here for the refuge and the fine work of the lovely responders, I am delighted to welcome you on their behalf. Ah, perhaps you have not heard. The White Spring is now home to the refuge. A place of safety and care for all in need. The refuge is being run by the responders, individuals committed to the well-being of their fellows. They founded the refuge in response to new waves of refugees coming to Appalachia, people in great need of help. food, medical care, clothing, a place to sleep. All of these are available for those who need them.
Mr. Della Ripa only likes to organize his stamps.
What a
Nothing else.
wonderful thing for you to ask,
If
darling.
only he would dust
I
those
knew there was
shelves of
something
his.
special about you from the moment I saw you. As it happens, the responders are looking for volunteers to assist them in a particular outreach effort. Those industrious wonders have repaired a vertibird to full working order and are using it to make contact with more distant settlements. They've made allies with people in Pittsburgh. The locals call it the Pitt now, who seem to be in dire need of outside assistance. If you don't mind me saying so, you look like you can handle yourself. You might be just who they're looking for.
Don't listen to any naysayers.
Judging by what I've heard, it's an accurate one, sadly. Pittsburgh was bombed quite severely during the war. The poor individuals still living there have
Mr.
renamed
Della
it to
Ripa
better
only
reflect
likes
its
to
dreadful
organize his
circumstances.
stamps. Nothing else. Oh, if
Well,
only he
they'll
would
be
dust
better
those
able
shelves
to
of
explain the
his.
details, but I believe they're looking for fighters, actually. Their contacts in the pit are in something of a desperate situation, it seems, against a dangerous enemy. I hate the thought of you putting yourself in such danger, but it does appear to be for a good cause.
The White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen
They call
to
themselves
any
the Union.
naysayers.
Something of a resistance movement, I understand, against more aggressive forces. One of their representatives is currently staying with us, a Mr. Skippy Rorich. Delightful man. Oh, you're terribly brave, aren't you, dear? Imagine if we all had such courage. Now, darling, before anybody bundles you off, the first thing you should do is introduce yourself to some of the responders. I just so happen to know a few in need of more local assistance, and helping them will earn you the other thing you'll need. That other thing, of course, being the ultrasight battery cells, which fuel the vertibird.
The White Springs
Ultracells,
decor
if you
is
prefer.
refined and decadent. Don't listen to any naysayers.
Why, from me, of course. Rather, from the management via me, that is. When management heard the responders were restoring the vertibird, they wished to help. They provided the ultracells, and I suggested them to the responders as an alternative means of fueling the vertibird. Per management instructions, I distribute a quantity to certain individuals regularly. Management feels this encourages collective decision-making rather than stockpiling. I'm sure they'd be willing to part with them in exchange for your aid. I could not possibly speak to your experience, dear. It sounds remarkable to make such discoveries. All I can tell you is that the management provides them for the refuge. Regrettably, that is as much as I know of the matter. I might wager that whomever was behind the ultracell you discovered likely shared similar contacts with management at some point, but who can say?
Orlando the other day telling me they'd reprogram me if I'm not more positive.
My dear, you must understand, much as I would like to, my responsibilities do not permit me to do so. I am but a humble employee of the management, and I distribute their resources as instructed to the letter. I hope you will not begrudge me my loyalty. I find myself quite fond of you already. In an ideal world, darling, I'm sure they would. Sadly, this is not that world, and any reticence on their part is understandable. I don't want to speak for the responders, but I believe they may also see this as more for their union friends than for themselves. Your assistance with their more immediate concerns will ensure everyone benefits. Isn't that a good outcome?
The White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't
I'm
listen
so
to any
sorry to hear you
naysayers.
say that, darling. Should you change your mind, come find me. In the meanwhile, please, make yourself at home. You are always welcome here.
White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen to any naysayers.
I don't believe we have met before. I'm Esme Rousseau. Oh, me? Of course. What would you like to know? I spent so long just trying to survive all by myself. And then I heard about the White Spring opening its doors to refugees. I knew the responders here would have many mouths to feed, and I had missed cooking for other people oh so much. I figured it would be as good of a way as any to spend my time. Besides, it's such a lovely place, is it not? So luxurious. Life feels truly worth living again, now that I have a home and people to cook for.
Sorry, I'm not much for conversation. Allison talked my ear off. Can't believe we got a vertibird. That's a step up in the world if I've ever seen one.
My friends didn't want to join up with me. Said the responders sounded like too much work. Wonder what they're doing now.
Think you know me? You don't know me at all.
You'd think with all of that tinkering Skippy does that he'd have come up with something more medicinal.
Almost make some Carmex in with the Med-X. Who labels these things? Stopping in to chat? I'm not complaining.
There's times you've got to accept the cards you were dealt and learn to make the best of it.
I've been having a lot of nightmares lately. I think it's all of the stress, but I'm not sure.
Check in with the medics if you're feeling under the weather.
The White Spring is fabulous this time of year.
Glad to see you reconsider, darling. I believe we were discussing you earning some ultrasight batteries. Our lovely Ms. Rucker is the closest thing to a leader the refuge has, though I believe she's less than comfortable with the title. You can find her in their headquarters, beyond the dining area. The darling chef, Miss Rousseau, needs some assistance in the kitchen, I hear. And Ms. Wagner, over in the common area, is looking for donations. I'm sure your generosity will be well rewarded. Wonderful, my dear. I'm certain you will be a tremendous help to them and the refuge. When you are finished with each of them, I recommend you speak with Mr. Skippy Rorich, the Pitt Union representative. I imagine he'll want to discuss the situation in the pit with you before you embark. Do feel free to visit me at your leisure if you wish to chat. I have enough.
Mr. Della Ripa only likes to organize his stamps. Nothing else. Oh, if only he would dust those shells.
A dash of this.
Please seat yourself.
A sprinkle of that.
A waiter
Perfection.
will be with you.
My friends didn't want to join up with me. Said the responders sounded like too much work.
Well, seems like timing is one of your strong suits. Look, I can stitch up a gash with the best of them. But Appalachia, well, she can do a lot worse than cut us open. Got a lot of folks here with sickness we don't understand, and injuries we don't know how to treat. What we need more than anything is know-how. So I propose we trade. What I got that I don't need, for what you need that you don't got. I've heard you're looking ahead into the pit, and the only safe way out of Appalachia is that metal bird Lennox has perched up on the roof. And what keeps her in the air are those ultrasight cells Orlando keeps locked up. So, that's the deal. You bring back medical information that'll help me figure out how to help these folks, and I'll get you all the juice you need. Arctos is a big place, but I'm hoping you won't have to dig too much. So, what do you say? Want to help the responders make a difference?
Considering all of the
What we're
places
looking
I
for
could
is a
have ended up,
pharmacology
I'm
reference, but
extremely lucky I'm
something
here.
our medics here have been after for a while. I'm hoping you can come through for them. So talk to me. You in? Nice. Well, let's get to it then. Anything you're able to find, go ahead and bring it back to our lead medic. I'll let her know to look for you. Good luck out there.
Considering all the places I could have ended up, I'm extremely lucky I'm here.
I love Esme's
I've never felt
cooking.
safer.
It's been so long since I've had food with actual flavor.
This bloodleaf aioli really elevates the Mirelurk meat. Bonjour! My name is Esmeralda. We've had some representatives from Foundation and Crater. I thought that we could help them out by providing some food for their people. I've started a pot of venison and potato stew, one of my newest creations. Would you be able to help me finish it? How wonderful! I can't wait to whip up something delicious for everyone! The stew requires potatoes, venison, salt, black pepper, and carrots. The ingredients can be found in our storage area. Your job is to grab the ingredients and put them in before the stew burns. Put on the chef's coat over there, and then we'll get started. We must have you looking your best in my kitchen.
There's no problem too big to solve.
I was out scavenging for food earlier. Only got attacked by Scorched once.
I love Esme's cooking.
Any idea
It's been
where
so
Orlando
long
gets
since
their
I've had
clothes?
food with actual
I
flavor.
swear.
Good don't always win, but damned if it don't fight.
Hey, Sport. You wouldn't happen to be handy with an electrocompression spanner, would you?
Oh, what am I saying?
Of course you aren't. I invented the thing. Sorry to put you on the spot, kid. I'm Skippy Rorich, but you can call me Skip, Ro, Skippo, or whatever else you fancy. I'm here on behalf of the Union. We're a band of loose-knit freedom fighters from the Pit up north. We're looking to get our home back from a group of raiders called the Fanatics, hoping Appalachia has some help to offer in that. The Pit is, well, it used to be Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now it's something else entirely, overrun by all manner and nasty. But it's our home, and we want to win it back, clean it up, and make it livable again. Not at all. Ask away. And I'll tell you everything you want to know. The Union is our grand experiment in human decency in the Pit. All the people working together to rebuild a place that most say ain't worth rebuilding. We fight the Fanatics, the Ferals, and any other awful thing that stands to hold back progress in the Steel City. And there are a lot of those. Well, you know, we used to be a trade union before the war. A lot of us are holdovers from those days, old factory hands, sticking together now like we did then. But we take all kinds, so long as they share the goal of winning back our foul city and making it fair again. That mix makes us a rowdy bunch, but it's also our secret sauce. Our eclectic minds think of things our enemies wouldn't imagine. So we stay one step ahead, or even an inch ahead, but that's enough to keep us in the game. Quite frankly, because the odds are stacked against us. We represent civilization in the Pit. Most folks up there have put that by the wayside, given in to their Animal instincts. We want our home back. But we can't do it alone. That's all there is to it. I'm the Union's inventor, quartermaster, and coordinator. I'm the brain guy. I use the know-how in this dome here of mine to help the kids in the field in any way I can. If the fanatics unite the Pitt, they'll start marching elsewhere. That's trouble for Appalachia. Trouble for you. If that ain't motivation enough, well, I'll make it worth your while. Don't you worry. War breeds innovation. If there's one thing we have, it's that. We can build you all manner of fighting gear. Guns, grenades, armor, you name it. It'll be yours if you give us your aid. Sure thing. Can I? Of course. Will I? Also, of course. It's hell. What else can I say? What the bombs didn't level, the fanatics finished off. The air is choked with soot, the water is undrinkable, and the rads sear your skin like the sun of the Sahara. It's horrible, but it's home. No matter how bad it is or gets, we believe we can turn it around. That's what we're fighting for. Before the war? Well, it wasn't a paradise, but still a sight to behold. The Steel City, we called it. A center of industry, making anything you can imagine. When the war rolled around, we built weapons, munitions, vertibirds, power armor, robots. I suppose that's what made us a target, and left us what we are now. The fanatics are a bunch of sadists, is what they are. They bill themselves as a confederation and say they take all comers for who or what they are. That's nonsense, of course. Just an empty slogan, used to sucker in more labor for the mills. All right, I'm game. Oh, well, okay then.
I heard about what happened in Morgantown. I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere safe, and not somewhere...
The work I do is extremely
Need anything?
rewarding. But boy, is it tiring.
Well, hello there, stranger. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sophie Wagner. Look around. The Refuge. Quite a place, isn't it? I mean, sure, fancy pants, golf club, resort, that's nice, but I'm talking about the Refuge. A haven for the lost, the dispossessed, the hungry, and unfortunate. A monument to our ability to have compassion for each other. Isn't it grand? Isn't it worth preserving, building, growing? Now that's what I'm talking about. People supporting each other. You got the right spirit. Rucker's put me in charge of running a bit of a donation drive. Have you met Rucker? She's amazing, you should. Anyway, it might surprise you to know an operation like this is always churning through supplies. We work hard to keep things in stock, and that funny Orlando character does their best to help out as well, but well, we still have shortfalls. So here I am, asking generous folks such as yourself to help us fill in those gaps and keep the Refuge running. Let me check my notes. You would not believe how fast we've been going through our stash of steel scrap. It's been nuts. 50 units, if you have it, would go a long way.
I could really use a drink.
That's okay. Who just carries that around in their pockets or whatever, right? I'll be here all day, though. If you want to come back, bring it by later. If you can, of course. You know where to find me. It'd really make my day if you did.
This wanton robot tried to give me a haircut before running off. It's a shame. I can't get at the bag by myself.
I bet Rocker could use a trinket to cheer her up.
I heard a bunch of nerds arguing over comic book heroes yesterday. Aren't there more important things to worry about?